Hello, my name is Justin Schultz, and today I'll be going over my cultural artifact. My cultural artifact is a walking off screen. Is my Mad Catz TE1. Let me set this down for just a moment. The Mad Catz TE1, for your limited ability to see it, is a fight stick or a interface for fighting games, specifically video games of the fighting variety. Now, fighting games have been a focus of mine for upwards of 2 decades. It's something that I tried to steer myself away from over the years, but fortunately or unfortunately, uh, the affliction has not alleviated itself. Um, in the culture, the object is used as an instrument, so you communicate with the other players through your hands and the instrument of your fight stick. All right. So here we have one joystick with a square gate on the inside. And then we have 8 buttons across the top. For the games that I play, the top are light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, and triple punch, the equivalent of this. And then the similar setup for the bottom: light kick, medium kick, heavy kick, triple kick, the equivalent of this. This is a PlayStation 3 variety fight stick, but the only real difference in fight sticks is essentially the cord in which plugs in. So this is a USB-A, but it's a proprietary one from the PlayStation 3 era. It's an odd bit, but it treats me just fine. The object represents many values in the culture, and as the object, very specifically the controller type, dictates how we're able to communicate with the world. So a lot of arcades were prevalent in the late '80s and early '90s, um, more than able to support the current. We're able to support the cultural identity of a fighting game player. As years went on and arcades arcades started to disappear by the wayside, uh, the fighting game culture moved into homes through console ports. Many people who are afflicted by the same malady as myself started with fighting games on controllers. It's the way that I started myself. Um, and that's just because the only access to fighting games happened, once again, in the home after the arcade era. Now, some individuals will cling to that. Well, it is our first language, so to speak. It is also a debilitating one. Um, when you play with a controller, uh, it really only allows you to play local play, which is people you know in person on a very specific setup, or online. Myself, I do enjoy the competitive nature of fighting games, and I think that's really the heart of what keeps me in the communities is the ability to interact and learn and meet people and I guess map each other's successes and growths over time. So I really like the personal aspect of the community. So when I play games online, I just don't get that same thing. Like yes, there's a winner and a loser, but it doesn't. It's a less organic experience for one to meet someone and communicate with them and really watch the growth of their story through their play. Um, yeah, so as I was saying, controller can be inherently debilitating um, to the people you're allowed to play with. If you are blessed to live in a larger metropolitan area, you can find an arcade. Now, and arcades are organic meeting places. My last job, I traveled a lot, and I knew that any arcade that I went to, if they had a Street Fighter Third Strike machine, I would be able to communicate with the populace. Right? No need to exchange names. Right? Sit down at the cab with one quarter, and if you knew how to interact with this instrument, you'd be able to share who you were and your story through the game. Um, Made a fair amount of friends that way. It's something that always treats me well, and I've got a map overlay of all the arcades that host Street Fighter in the country, so that's something that I enjoy. The arcade feeling does offer a the arcade does offer a level of accessibility that not everyone will have. Now, once again, if you're in a metropolitan area, which I understand is not everyone, but if you have a single quarter and access to an arcade, then you can play the game. There is a lot more investment up front if you would like to do so in a home setting. You have your specific console, you have your specific games, your specific controller types, and you have your internet. That's all needed. So I think that is another reason why I identify with the culture is because it literally physically brings people together from all walks of life. It's, some people compare it to jazz, where one another, where people riff off of each other. People compare it to um, it's just an ad lib of sorts. So to jam sessions, you get together, you express yourself through a common medium. Um, that is my speech today. Went over a little bit, but